Hello and welcome to HornbillTV's Prime at 9. I'm Muamala and now news in details. The Bharatiya Janata Party on Saturday received a setback in the bypoll to one Lok Sabha seat in Bengal and 4 assembly constituencies. In Bengal, Asansol Lok Sabha seat went to polls after it was vacated by Babu Supriyo, who is contesting the Baligunj assembly seat as a TMC candidate. Besides Baligunj in Bengal, Maharashtra's Kolhapur North, Chhattisgarh's Gairaghar and Bochahan in Bihar went to polls. Veteran actor and TMC candidate Shatrughan Sinha won the Asansol Lok Sabha seat by a margin of over 3 lakh votes. He defeated Bharatiya Janata Party's Agni Mitra Paul and Communist Party of India candidate Partha Mukherjee. In Baligunj, TMC's Babu Supriyo defeated Kia Ghosh of the BJP and Saira Shah Halim of the CPI. By winning nearly 50% of the votes. The bypolls, which took place on April 12, were necessitated by S. Supriyo resigned as the MP of Asansol after switching over to the TMC from the BJP, while State Minister Subrata Mukherjee, who represented Baligunj, died last year.
The character of BJP to nullify the character of the image of TMC in Bengal. Every time BJP is saying that post-violence is going on in Bengal, they have sent CBI. CBI went door to door, village to village. Ultimately, you know, the margin of TMC is increasing. And in democracy, you must appreciate.
जो ईवीएम का भी कई जगह खेला होता था उनका, इस बार यहाँ फेयर और इम्पार्शियल यहाँ पे इलेक्शन हुआ है, फेयर इलेक्शन हुआ है, फेयर और ये बगैर किसी भय के और पक्षपात के चुनाव हुआ है, जो आप तमाम लोगों ने देखा और तमाम लोग मानते हैं। तो उसके लिए मैं कहूँगा कि ये बहुत जबरदस्त माहौल हम लोग पैदा कर सके।
ये वोट किसके लिए था? शत्रुघ्न सिन्हा के लिए था, ममता बनर्जी के लिए था, तृणमूल कांग्रेस के लिए था?
ये हमारी तमाम कोशिश और जीत ममता बनर्जी की आन शान में 4 चांद लगाने के लिए हुआ। ये जीत तृणमूल कांग्रेस की है, ये जीत ममता बनर्जी की है, तृणमूल कांग्रेस के नेताओं और कार्यकर्ताओं की, और सबसे बड़ी जीत जो है ये आसनसोल की जनता।
फाइनल
Bihar's principal opposition party, Rashtriya Janata Dal, won the Bochahan seat by over 35,000 votes. RJD candidate Amar Paswan defeated his BJP rival Baby Kumari. The ruling Congress won the Gairaghar seat in Chhattisgarh with more than 20,000 votes. With this victory, the Grand Old Party now has 71 seats in the 90-member assembly. The by-election was necessitated after Janata Congress Chhattisgarh MLA and former MP Devraj Singh died in November last year. Yashoda Verma of the Congress backed more than 51% votes against her BJP rival Komal Jangel, who got 40.81% votes. The Congress also won the Kolhapur North in Maharashtra seat by more than 18,000 votes. The Grand Old Party's candidate Jayashri Yadav defeated Satyajit Kadam of the Bharatiya Janata Party. The BJP-led government headed by Chief Minister Biren Singh expanded its ministry by inducting 6 more ministers to the state cabinet. Now the BJP-led Manipur government will have filled all the ministerial berths, reaching the total number of cabinet ministers to 12, including the chief minister. Of the 6 ministers inducted today, 5 are from the Bharatiya Janata Party and 1 from the Allied Naga People's Front. The 6 ministers were administered the oath of office and secrecy by Manipur Governor La Ganeshan at Raj Bhavan in Imphal. The 6 ministers are Latpao Haukip from Tengnopal Assembly Constituency, T.H. Basanta Singh from Nambol Assembly Constituency, Dr. Sapam Ranjan Singh from Kontojam Assembly Constituency, L. Susendro Meiti from Khurai Assembly Constituency, H. Dingo Singh from Sikmai Assembly Constituency, and Kasim Vasum from Chingai Assembly Constituency.
To the Constitution of India as by law established, that I will uphold the sovereignty and integrity of India, that I will faithfully and conscientiously discharge my duty as a Minister of the State of Manipur, and I will do right to all men of people in accordance with the Constitution and the law, without fear or favor, affection or ill will.
Dr. Sapam Ranjan Singh, do swear in the name of God that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of India as by law established, that I will uphold the sovereignty and integrity of India, that I will faithfully and conscientiously discharge my duties as the Minister for the State of Manipur, and that I will do right to all manner of people in accordance with the Constitution and the law, without fear or favor, affection or ill will.
I, Alexander Shindromi, do swear in the name of God that I will not directly or indirectly communicate or reveal to any person or person any matter which shall be brought under my consideration or shall become known to me as a minister for the state of Manipur, except as may be required for the due discharge of my duty, such as minister.
With the induction of Kasim Vasum, NPF now have 2 ministers in the BJP-led government. 10 ministers are from BJP. The cabinet expansion comes within the month of N. Biren Singh-led government retaining the power in the state for the second consecutive term. Earlier, N. Biren Singh was unanimously elected as BJP legislature party leader and was sworn in as the chief minister of Manipur for a second time at the Raj Bhawan in Imphal on March 21, along with Tongam Biswajit Singh, Yum Nam Khemchand Singh, Govindas Kondojam, Nemcha Kipjan, all from BJP, and Aungbo Nyumai from NPF. The Central Nagaland Students Association will be holding its 4th General Conference under the theme Beyond Boundaries on April 18 and 19 at Fort Mile, Agri-Expo in Dimapur. This was informed during the press conference held at Agri-Expo. CNSA consists of 3 students belonging to 3 tribes, Au, Sumi and Lotha. It was informed that the objective of forming the association is to strengthen brotherhood and unity among the 3 tribes. The 2-day conference will be graced by Deputy Chief Minister Y. Paton, Ministers Timjanim Nalong and Kaito Ai and MLA L. Imchen. Let's have a look at the detailed report.
We, the Central Nagaland Students Association, we are inviting you all to this press conference to highlight regarding our upcoming 4th General Conference, which is to be held on 18th and 19th of this month, that is Monday and Tuesday. But before that, I would like to introduce ourselves. My name is Himato Yepto, and I am the president of Central Nagaland Students Association. CNSA, it was formed in the year 2010. It was started as SARC, which included our Rengma brothers. We started as SARC to uphold unity among our brothers, to exchange our cultural similarities, and also to uplift each other in various fields. Unfortunately, our Rengma brothers, since their parent body it was under the Teneme Union, they opted to go for Teneme. And then after our SARC, after our Rengma brothers, they opted for Teneme, we changed our nomenclature and now it is known as Central Nagaland Students Association, CNSA. Well, CNSA, Central Nagaland Students Association, we are purely working for the students' community. And then in 2018, we had our 3rd annual conference, and from which, at that very conference, it was decided that the 4th Central Nagaland Students Association Conference must be held here in Dimapur. And for this reason, we are going to have our 4th General Conference here at Dimapur Agri Expo. So regarding the conference, our convener, he will be highlighting us about the conference.
As the President has highlighted about as to how it has been decided to take the conference out here in Dimapur. Generally, the normal practice is this. We used to host by the respective tribal units, that is the Sumi, which is under the care of Sumi Kipimir Kakakulu, the Austin Conference from Mokokchung, the Lota Students Union from Waka. However, Dimapur belongs to all, and this is a metropolitan city of the Nagaland, and therefore the entire Nagas and the nation as a whole. And we have an opportunity, as being endorsed by the 3rd General Conference Assembly, that this has to be taken place in Dimapur, and which has been completely left in the prerogative of the executive. For that matter, the executive has approached a few of us to be a part of them as an organizing committee. And in the process, we have chosen this Beyond Boundaries as our team. Why this Beyond Boundaries has been chosen? I will highlight a few things about it. Boundaries are social markers and they reinforce the division of our society based on tribe, class, gender, and many other factors. One of the major challenges in our society has been to break out this division and to usher in united society without conflicts. Due to reasons such as differences in historical, political, cultural, and political interactions between different communities. So for the matter, at times, as a multi-linguistic dominated state, we take it very differently, and we created issues out of nothing. But our objective of holding the conference this time is we need to focus on inclusiveness. And today, particularly the Naga society has been divided on language line, the block line, the communication, political, and with different diversions and reasons. But our objective is to reach out to those non-Central Nagaland Students Association fraternities also, so that at the end of the day, we could also understand the problems that are being faced by all of us and can also come together. That is one point. The second point here today is why we have chosen this Beyond Boundaries and being taken place in Dimapur is to let everyone know the existence of this very association, so that any communication or whatever to be made can be reached out very easily. And also we can come to a dialogue or negotiation as and when the time requires. Besides that, we are focusing our program. Officials are Sir Y. Patan, the Honorable Deputy CM, Sir G. Kaito Aya, the Honorable Minister for Agriculture and Corporation, Sir Imko L. Imchen, the Honorable MLA, Sir Imna Along, the Honorable Minister for Higher Education and Tribal Affairs, Government of Nagaland, Dr. I. Anungla Iyer, Retired Director, Higher Education, Government of Nagaland, will be the team speaker. the program has been taken in this way. And as the President has highlighted, that cohesive, integrated cultural relationship should be shared, because we have a lot of similarities in our dialect and also in cultural. For that matter, today, the program has also worked out in this manner, that some cultural items will also be presented. Besides that, why this beyond boundaries is being taken? It is not to end up from the very conference, but this will pursue so long as the CNSA remain existent.
Students of DM University of Manipur protested against the decision to conduct physical examination. During the scuffle with police, 2 students sustained and have been admitted at Raj Medicity Hospital. Students are demanding that the examination should be conducted either in blended mode or assignment mode. Protesting students said that classes could not be conducted even for a week time, and reading materials are also not available in university's library. Students are demanding that 40% of marks should be allocated to different assignments of each subject, 40% through written examination and 20% through other activities. University Vice-Chancellor called the protesting students for negotiation earlier in the day. However, the students and university authorities could not reach an amicable solution till the time of filing the report. Students claimed that male police personnel physically handled girl students, which led to violent eruption of students.
Free the Pangma Magna tip, 20 amna Ozagi Kota later, Aduzumoina assure to be there, 20 Mapanganedo. The class that is home subject syllabus the ambo complete to be there, Moin. Adu Hojek by Cameroons, the syllabus of Hatu to be a Carino, but quite the university, the light, like them knowledge done by Kaki tension to the Adum, a quickie puntis, Lloyd or
Qasim Khan Suri resigned as Deputy Speaker of Pakistan's National Assembly on Saturday, less than an hour before a session of the House where voting on a no-trust motion against him was to take place for favoring the previous government led by Imran Khan. Meanwhile, PPP's Raja Pervez Ashraf has been elected as National Assembly Speaker. Suri from Khan's Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf party had been functioning as the acting speaker following the resignation of Speaker Asad Quasir, who resigned on April 9, stating that he cannot hold a vote of no confidence against Khan. Sharing a copy of his resignation on Twitter, Suri said his move signified his association with the vision of his party, the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf and Democracy. Following Suri's resignation, the no-confidence motion holds no value, while the newly elected speaker will decide on whether to accept the resignation or not, GeoTV reported. Suri faced severe criticism in recent days over a contentious April 3 ruling to dismiss a no-confidence motion against former Prime Minister Khan and his decision to defer the session scheduled for the NS Speaker's election from April 16 to April 22. Karnataka Rural Development and Panchayat Raj Minister K.S. Ishwarappa on Friday formally submitted his resignation to Chief Minister Basavaraj Bommai, ending his 33-month stint under two CMs. He had taken oath as minister in August 2019 when B.S. Yediyurappa was Chief Minister. Ishwarappa, who is allegedly linked to the death of civil contractor Santosh K. Patil, had announced his decision to resign on Thursday after giving in to pressure from the party high command. The resignation letter will be forwarded to Governor Thawar Chand Gehlot for acceptance, the CM's office said. There were dramatic scenes. Ishwarappa left his house in his hometown Shivamogga early in the day to attend different public functions with his supporters, who has gathered in large numbers trying to prevent him from stepping down. He demanded that he continue in office. Some of them also squatted on the road to block his car. Police used force to evict them. Eight people were killed and more than 20,000 people in 592 villages were affected in different districts of Assam after heavy rainfall accompanied by severe storm hit the state in the last 48 hours. According to the report of Assam State Disaster Management Authority from April 14 to April 15, 8 people were killed across the state after a severe storm hit several districts of the state. 4 persons, including a minor girl, died due to the storm uprooting the bamboo trees in the Tinkong area in the Dibrugarh district. A 15-year-old minor boy died in the Matia area in the Golpara district due to lightning. The ASDMA report also stated that 5,803 kacha houses, 655 paka houses were partially damaged and 853 kacha houses, 27 paka houses were fully damaged. Apart from it, 34 other institutions in 12 districts were also affected by heavy rainfall and severe storm. The Aam Aadmi Party government in Punjab announced 300 units of free power to every household from July 1. The announcement comes as the Bhagwan Mann-led government in the state completed 1 month in the office today, indicating that the Punjab government could make the announcement this week. Chief Minister Bhagwan Mann on Tuesday said he will soon give a good news to the people of the state. Providing free electricity to every household for up to 300 units was one of the major promises made by AAP in the run-up to the Punjab Assembly polls. While making the promise, AAP convener and Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal had said despite a surplus power production in the state, long power cuts are imposed and many people get inflated bills. In Delhi, the AAP government provides 200 units of free power per month. India's fuel demand rose to a 3-year high in March, with petrol sales hitting an all-time peak as the market accumulated supplies, forcing price spikes, while easing COVID-related curbs boosted demand. Consumption of fuel, a proxy for oil demand, rose 4.2% from the same month last year to 19.41 million tons, its highest since March 2019's record high. According to the Indian Oil Ministry's Petroleum Planning and Analysis Cell data as on April 9, preliminary data this month showed Indian state refiners' gas oil and gasoline sales in March surged and increased demand from dealers and consumers ahead of an expected sharp rise in retail prices after elections in key states. This is all for now. Keep watching HornbillTV.